What's good, everybody? We have made it to episode 2 of, I think I'm gonna make this series Playlist Curator Reacts to Song Submissions. If you like hip hop, if you like R&B, if you're an artist and you want some inspiration for tips on how to improve your music, this is the video series for you. First song of this Friday night. Oh yeah, by the way, submit every Friday before 11 p.m. EST and your song will be featured on these videos. If you submit any other time during the week, you will likely not be on these videos because, as you can see, I have time limits on Submit Hub. I think there's only 72 hours that a song will stay here. So usually earlier in the week, I'll get to them first because I'm trying to fill up get 10 new songs for each playlist. So yeah, these are the playlists. Right now I have 50 in New Flames, which is the R&B playlist, and only 40 in Hip Hop That Goes Hard. I want 50 in both playlists, but it's hard to get 10 new songs for each playlist per week, which is why I say if you're an artist, like, lock in on your marketing, because if you have like pretty good talent, the opportunity is there, even though there's like a bunch of people who aren't that good at making music that just release songs every day. Almost forgot to put the headphones on, which would have been bad because I have neighbors on this wall, so would have probably blasted my speakers to hear it louder, and that would not have been good. But first song of the night here is a trap hip hop song by Bourjous, I think it's how you say it, called I'll Be Nice.
Hot boy, lossy, purebred, can't cross me. Fooled me once, made your shoes slip off. Don't step in this house if you check me. Fooled me twice, shame on you now for showing off.
I don't know, man, like the beat is hard, the beat goes crazy, the flows go hard too. I think the quality with the vocals isn't there to me. Like, they sound too thin and like kind of staticky in a way, and the vocal performance also sounds a bit too much like just talking and not like enough focus on portraying emotion and like selling what's being said. So unfortunately for me, this is gonna be a pass, but if any of you guys still like the song, like, this is subjective in a way, it's objective in a way, as the mix isn't there compared to other like top songs by the biggest artists, but it could be subjective in the way where I just wasn't really feeling that vocal performance, but some of you guys might still vibe with it. Okay, second song of the night now, we've got Holiday by Hak Black, and this is a neo-soul contemporary R&B. I can already tell this is not gonna fit the vibe of the playlist, but I'm just gonna give it till around the 30-second mark and see if anything changes. The song also, the beat sound like it's like pumping, or sorry, not the beat, the mix sounds like it's pumping, like there was too much push of the level on a limiter in the mastering stage. So I just listened to around the 45-second mark. This would be usually something I refund, but in this case, I feel like the feedback that I would give is valuable. Like, it's not only the mix is pumping, it seems like they had like boosted the level too much on a limiter. I know how you could fix that, usually by using a clipper plugin on things like kicks, snares, things with like heavy transients. Putting a clipper plugin on them can bring their like perceived loudness, I guess, digitally, like to your DAW. I don't really know the technical term of how to explain this right now, but like it'll still sound just as loud and like it hits just as hard with the kicks and snares, etc. But the perceived loudness digitally will be lower. So you can boost the level even higher with a limiter, let's say in the mastering stage, or even using like compressor, limiter, all those things that you would usually use in the mastering stage, and it won't make your mix sound like it's pumping like this, because it's like raising it too much while trying to keep it without being distorted. Also, the vocals on this sound too thin and the leveling doesn't sound balanced in general. Like, the vocals are being overpowered by the beat, and that's another reason probably why the mix is pumping, because the levels weren't balanced well enough in the mixing stage. Third song of the night, we got SWAT IT by LinaDrae, which is a trap / hip hop song.
me pay my set. It got some bounce for your bed. Get on my level. She a bitch who assist. She on her way to the vet. I got the Ken. Oh, she a bitch in my pet. I leave the pack till I'm dead. But on the pedal. Gassing me up on my thread. Never on E, don't forget. I run the damn show. Oh, that's what you're mad for? Cause I came from Texas and straight to your city to shake up the ground more. Yeah, I'm on my way. I keep it real for my set. I keep it G like a clef. Coming in treble. I got some money to bet. Playing with more than you dead. I am a...
Yeah, this track's hard, bro. This is an immediate accept for me. The beat has like an insane angry vibe, and then her vocals are like kind of soft, but low key together. It just combines so well, like with the whoa, 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 and then she's like, low key, I'm going insane. Like it's, or whatever. I don't remember what she said, but whatever she said, it was hard. So this is an accept. One thing, the vocals do sound a bit too dry, but this is the thing. So me personally, as a curator, the song has to be amazing, like really, really good musically for the mix not to matter as much. But if the song is just kind of like solid, like all around and nothing like special to me, then the mix has to also be at least good to very good for me to accept the song. Because that's just how I, and I'm sure a lot of other people, well, I know there's like Playboi Carti's last album, the mixes were awful, but some of the songs were just so good musically that it didn't matter to me, whereas a lot of the songs weren't good musically to me and the mixes were awful, so I just honestly didn't save like a bunch of the album. But the songs that did end up popular, I noticed, were the ones where like, yeah, the mix isn't that good, but the song just either so the vibe is insane musically, or he just like has some insanely good vocals on it musically that people still vibe with it and don't really care that the mix is kind of like weird or like not very high quality. Okay, fourth song of the night, another trap song, which is Overdose by Kapable. I can already tell this probably isn't gonna fit the vibe of the playlist.
Lost inside these empty walls, I can't break it, nobody to help at all. I can tell you I've been overdone on alcohol.
So this is a tough one because there's so many things that I could say that could be improved with this and give feedback on like how to improve all these different things with the mix as well as musically, but it doesn't fit the vibe of my playlist. And as you can see here, for $1, that is just way too much to ask of me for $1. Like I would literally probably spend 5 to 10 minutes just typing out a paragraph here of how to improve it, and $1 is not enough for me to do that. My feedback is valuable to me and probably to a lot, would be to a lot of people who actually have gotten it or get it, and for $1 to spend all that time typing it out is just not good enough. So this is just gonna be a refund. I'm gonna say, hey, this one doesn't fit the vibe of our playlist. Or if you watched the last video, there's no need for a hey in the refund because it's just a quick thing to let them know that they gotta spend more time to make sure their song fits the playlist. In the future, like Submit Hub has different tiers for prices you can set, and I'm just at a lower tier right now because my playlists weren't performing well the past couple months. I think I mentioned in the last video about like bad targeting or bad structure of the playlist, but I've been revamping it all and it's been going much better this month. So the prices, I actually just did one increase, and in the next couple of months I should be able to increase it again. If I can get it up to like $2, maybe in cases like that, even though it didn't fit the vibe of the playlist, I would say not for me and try to give like a at least good enough amount of stuff where it's like, okay, places this person could go if you're the artist that's submitting, places you could go based off what I say where you're like, okay, if he says I need to cut the lows on the snare more, boost the highs, and then cut some of the mids so that they're not too harsh in that section and clashing with the vocals, you could be like, okay, I know to make a note of that to do it for my next song and stuff like that. So yeah, maybe in the next couple weeks to a month here, if this price goes up, I'll start doing that. Or maybe I'm gonna be revamping the website for this label soon. Maybe I can add like a little section on there for like $5 for just like, you don't have to be on video. If you just want feedback on your song to kind of get some direction on what to do, we could add that in there. Next song is called Callin Out by Emerald Sun, and it is a rap track.
Happy 2025.
This feels like it's not gonna fit the vibe.
To all of you.
Completely doesn't fit the vibe of the playlist, bro. Like, this person's actually sent me 3 submissions. I'm not sure, well, these were a long time ago. Yeah, this is just gonna be a refund, but like, I've already said this last video. If you submit to me, if I can tell within like the first 30 seconds that your song doesn't fit the playlist, I'll most likely refund it unless I know I can give you some feedback that would probably help you out. I'm also an artist myself and have made playlists and campaigns and have had situations where in the past I wasn't as due diligent in which playlist I was submitting to and just got the automatic decline saying not for me, doesn't fit the vibe of my playlist or doesn't fit the theme of my playlist. Where if you stack that a bunch of curators that you submit to, you just lose like probably 10 to 20 bucks for nothing, because you didn't spend like 5 minutes to go check the playlist you're submitting to and make sure your song actually fits it. So if you're just seeing this for the first time, make sure you do that so you don't waste your money when submitting to playlist curators or playlists in the future. Next song is called Wish by Black Phoenix. It's another rap track.
It's Phoenix. Yeah. You could tell by my body that a nigga eating good. Making all this money that these niggas wish they could. With a crew solo, I'm good in any hood. If I had one wish, it'd be that a nigga would. You could.
Okay, this is a tough one because like the beat sounds hard in a way, but it also sounds like melodically it's clashing and doesn't really sound that good. And the vocals also kind of sound thin and like cluttered and not like crisp or clear enough, especially in like the mids and kind of around the lower section. So I'm going to listen on the studio monitors off camera here because it's going to mess up the audio for the video and make a final decision. So ultimately, I am going to decide to pass on this one. I'm going to go through this quickly to see if it helps any of you guys. If you have a similar problem or just to think about it when you're mixing in the future. I say, hey, thought the track was fire for the most part, but the main vocals, I need to add a word here, were a bit too thin, and the vocals in general sounded a bit too cluttered and muddy with how the doubles and ad-libs were mixed into the main vocal, often being too loud compared to the main or sounding cluttered down the middle with the doubles clashing with the main. So I'm going to pass on this one as the quality sounded a bit too far off. Hope I was interpreted better still. Keep working. This is a thing, honestly, I hear quite a bit with people who have their doubles like widened compared to the main down the middle, and the widened doubles are so much louder compared to the main where it like takes your direction off the main vocal when it's supposed to be the focal point and just makes the listening experience worse. Because if you're listening to it for the main vocal and then randomly you hear some like loud double ad-libs in the side of your ears, you're gonna be like, what the heck just happened? Like, why does this sound so unbalanced? So just a thing to think of for you artists out there while you're mixing your new songs. Spend some time leveling the vocals to make sure your main is the focal point and your doubles either, well, in this case too, he had doubles down the middle that sounded in a lower tone or pitch, but they were mixed like the same as the main vocal as well, which is why I think they were clashing. So if you did want to do that, like have a vocal down the middle, if you're a singer, maybe you want to sing in like a higher octave for your main vocal and then a lower octave for your doubles or your ad-libs, and you wanted them down the middle, don't have the same mix. Like you want your main vocal in the higher octave to pop, I guess, more in the highs and the mids, and then have your double vocals that are in the lower octave to not have like as much of a boost in the highs and mids because you're just gonna take away from the main vocal. We got some R&B again. This one is You Said It Was Me by Brian Givance.
Ask for the truth, but lately I've only seen shadows of you in our home. And why it takes calling your name to realize I'm alone. With just a symphony of echoes playing all through the house. Okay, so I like the story, I like the lyricism a lot. The beat honestly sounds off key at times with like that pluck. I don't know if you heard it early on, I made like a weird face. And the vocals as well also sound too dry. And they also don't sound like a bit too off key, like a bit flat kind of. And
like there wasn't any either manual tuning or auto tuning used while mixing, which it kind of does sound like an old school vibe R&B like love song. But at the same time, like the tech is here now where you could use Melodyne to manually tune the vocals so that it doesn't give you that auto-tune sound, that digital sound, and you can still have a natural, clean sound that is on key fully and doesn't sound like it was auto-tuned or edited too much. We got another trap song called Grip the Curb by Robbi Niles. They say, check out this song where dancehall meets trap and fast cars meet bad gal energy. It's what happens when speed, seduction, and Caribbean roots collide. We love your support. I kind of feel like this might not fit the playlist because of that dancehall meets trap aspect of it, because the playlist is mostly like hard trap hip hop songs, but maybe they do it in a tasteful way where it's still really hard and it has that dancehall vibe. So let's see. Okay, I feel like it seems like it's gonna be hard, honestly.
I grip the curb. Gal on my line, say, gal on my line, say, what's the word? Still one, now grip the curb. Gal on my line, say, what's the word? In the bed for a bush, yeah, like I do. Make me a play with a cat like I do. Man up the beat and a side like I do. I don't rock like I do, it just fast like I do. Cause I'm back and forth to your ends. Baby girl, bring all your friends. Like 1, 2, 3, even 4, fit them all in the Benz. Is a track that of course, cause I'm a big stepper, done that. Open that door for a mega big manners. They say a bitty one with the kick and me say buckle up, baby, buckle up.
So I feel like the track definitely has a hard vibe and could fit. Like I feel like they could have done better with the mix. Like there was times there where the 808 was hitting, but it didn't have like enough presence. And then the kick came in and I was like, okay, this is like hitting good now. The track is hitting hard, but it's like kind of a bit too late. And I don't know. I gotta take another listen, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna add it. I feel like I'd be too picky or too like, yeah, I guess picky is the word. Like there's things with the mix where I'm like, some of the vocals feel like they could be like crisper. The beat, like I said, like I feel like the bass doesn't have enough presence. When the kick comes in, it does have pretty good presence, but then the bass doesn't seem like it's like combining well with it enough. But I think it's good enough. You guys can let me know in the comments what you think. I feel like the mix is good enough. I feel like the song has a dope vibe musically, and like the lyrics in a way, it's just kind of like a fun song to like nod your head to, which is kind of like what the playlist goes for, I guess, like the hip hop playlist. Nod your head to if you're working out, like something you can get your reps in, and it's like a good vibe. So this is getting accepted. All right, we are almost there. 7 songs left. We're a bit over halfway. Back to some R&B with Friend Zone by IMONI or IMONI.
I'ma show you something that will make you hit it differently. Like you never been so into me. You're busy looking for some inner peace, but I can feel the remedy. You're unstable, baby. Let me be your therapy.
Okay.
Maybe I can be the centerpiece. Show you something that will make you.
Oh, that's just going higher again.
Like you never been so into me. I'ma take you out of the friend zone. You got potential. See me from a different angle.
Yeah, this is crazy, bro. So this is another one where the song is like insanely good musically, and the mix honestly could be way better. Like the mix could take this to a whole other level if it was done in a better way. I did want to see how many monthly listeners she has, and she only has 300. So yeah, I mean, she has some songs that kind of did pretty well before this. But this is like, if this had a better mix, like a more professional mix, I honestly think this could be like Janae Aiko type level music right here, where she could like pop off with an insanely big fan base. Like she already has the talent clearly, but yeah, like artists, if you are doing your own mixing or you're not sure about your mixes, like even if you want to submit to me just to like ask, like, do you think the mix could be better so I can like give it to someone else to do a better job? Like you can even do that. because it really does make a big difference, especially with R&B. Like having a polished, very well done mix could literally like make or break your song, honestly, especially if like, so she's obviously a great singer. I'm not a great singer, I'll admit it. Like I would say I'm a good singer. So having a good mix where like the reverb like gives the vocals some really good shine and space, and the delay used with automation to make a transition gives the track, like gives the vocals, even just not even the track, the vocals a much more interesting sound, makes an insanely big difference. We've got another R&B song next called Soft by Gianna, Alessi.
Your skin writes melodies, green grass lying next to me, but it's all a dream.
Yeah, this just doesn't fit the vibe of the playlist. It leans too far soul. It's like too happy kind of in a way. It's not like sexy, seductive, smooth enough. So gonna refund this one 30 seconds in. I think the song is solid musically. I think it's a solid, like more soul leaning song. But this is the thing with, especially with Submit Hub, like you can select neo soul and contemporary R&B. I guess in a way this does fit both of them, but if I was this artist, I would definitely just stick with neo soul and use that as like the genre to submit the playlist with, because I feel like contemporary R&B is more like that Weeknd in his R&B phase type vibe, more like Bryson Tiller type vibes. Who else could I name? Chris Brown, I think is contemporary R&B. We are back to some trap and rap with The Hills by Ronald, Mkiza, I think that's how you pronounce it.
You don't know. You don't know. You don't know. I'm in the hills, no recession and some bills. Some notes from my past, thought that I should learn to chill.
Yeah.
I was made in his image, man. I don't get the deal, man. I know he had a laugh watching me do my deals.
Yeah, the bars are definitely there. This is another one where the song is just so fire musically to me that the mix, like I can tell the vocals are kind of lower quality. The levels are a bit unbalanced with the vocals kind of being a bit too loud, I think. Actually, no, the vocal levels is pretty good. There was that one section I was making kind of a weird face. He went melodic with the performance and it seemed kind of like flat to me. I feel like he could have used some auto-tune there. But again, I feel like I'm being too picky. In a way, I do have to be very picky, because if I add a song to the playlist that most people aren't gonna vibe with because they don't think it's good enough, then people aren't gonna listen to the playlist. My playlist numbers are gonna be bad. And this is kind of what happened before. I feel like I was being too lenient, even though I only have like, I think a 30% acceptance rate on Submit Hub. I felt like I was being a bit too lenient with the songs I was accepting, and that was what was causing kind of the listener numbers to drop. But I feel like this one is good enough. And again, let me know in the comments if you feel like it is good enough to add to the playlist. Back to R&B, we got 4 songs left for this Friday night. We got Nyna Dubois with her song, I'm assuming her song, called July Kinda Heart. Perfect going into July here. I think it's June 21st, the day I'm filming this. This is my new summer song. The bridge is kind of a surprise, inspired by Ray. Let's take a listen.
You pulled up late in your dad's old car, told me secrets underneath the stars. Either way, you stole my July kinda heart. July kinda heart.
So I feel like the song is solid musically. The beat kind of sounds a bit cluttered in the hook, and at the same time, like it's not full enough melodically. The main problem here, the vocals sound way too harsh to me in the highs, which usually happens when you're cranking your input gain on your audio interface coming into the mic. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to pass, mainly just because of that. Like I felt, even like the song though, like it kind of sounds a bit too like happy, uplifting, and again, not really fitting that smooth, sexy R&B vibe. So yeah, I'm just gonna give that feedback because I feel like it's useful. We are down to the final 3 songs of the night. We got another R&B track called Bruce Lee by Moose and ArtAbove Money. Let's take a listen. Definitely got that West Coast sound.
Nice moves, you should get to know me. Try and kick it like Bruce Lee. I know you mind when you try to introduce me. But when you do what you do, what do I have to lose?
I think the song is solid musically. Like I said before though, the song has to be great musically in this case because the vocal mix especially sounds too low quality. They sound too thin, a bit harsh in the mids and definitely harsh in the highs. So I'm gonna have to pass on this one, unfortunately. If you guys still like the song and don't agree with me here, feel free to look this up, add it to your own playlist on whatever streaming platform you use. Second last track of the night, we're back to trap and hip hop with Pathological, Demand Avoidance by Mon'et. CBC just featured it, now it's your turn. Don't know if I like that last line there because music is subjective. It also is objective, like I said before. Mixes to me are objective in a way. There's some things that just like are objectively not good. But yeah, saying CBC just features it, so now it's your turn. Not vibing with that last line there. But let's just take a listen and see if the track is actually good enough to where it is my turn to feature it.
Radar contact at 18 miles. Take speed 250. Final bearing is 230.
So
refrain from instructing me.
Oh, they said no filter, not no filler.
Dismissed. Your tone detected. Your expectations obliterated. I don't capitulate, I combust. Apply pressure and you forfeit trust. Say obey, I collapse on cue. Say relax and I exit the room.
I'm gonna be honest, bro, I just do not like the vocal performance. I don't like the tone of like it's kind of like a sassy tone in a way that's also like nasally. And at the same time, like the mix doesn't sound there to me. The vocals sound too thin. They also sound like they have too much room. Like they weren't recorded in like a good enough treated room or with a mic that doesn't give up too much of like background noise. I'm honestly surprised CBC would have featured this. If you're not from Canada, this is like a Canadian news outlet that's like from the government, I think. I think the government actually like funds the CBC. So the fact that they would feature this is kind of surprising to me because it just doesn't sound like it's good enough to me. But I don't know. Like I said, music's subjective. Maybe some of you guys are rocking with this. If you are rocking with it still, feel free to go take a listen to it, save it to your playlist. But for my playlist, definitely don't think it fits because of the vocal performance and the quality of the mix. All right, we finally made it. Last track of the night, another rap song, but this one's also a drill song. We got Runnin' Man by Daylight Tone. Let's see how this one goes.
I thought I had it bad, so I learned there was niggas out here that had it worse. I want a bitch so bad, she told me back while we fucking hotel in church. I ain't never had no passport, but I got foreign hoes trying to get down. I thought I had it bad, so I learned there was niggas out here that had it worse. I want a bitch so bad, she told me back while we fucking hotel in church. I ain't never had no
this is tough, bro.
foreign hoes trying to get down. Hustling so damn hard, walking down these
The tempo is not that fast.
Runnin' man, runnin' man, runnin' man.
I mean, I guess you could.
Runnin' man, runnin' man, runnin' man. I had to take my time and focus on mine. I was bred to find a way.
I guess you could nod your head faster to it. Yeah, this is hard, man. Like the mix could be a bit better, but this is just so hard, and the lyrics are so dope, the flows are so dope that I don't think it matters. So this is gonna be an accept. Nice that we end off the last track of the night getting accepted to the playlist. And that is gonna be it for this second episode. If you guys enjoyed it, leave a like and subscribe so you see a new video or a new video like this every single week. Hope you're all doing good and see you in the next video. Peace.